What is up, everybody? Welcome to season 2 of the Next Guy Up podcast. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We are excited to have you. We have got big things planned. If you have been around for a while, you know that this is going to be the start of something new at the Next Guy Up podcast. We are merging our Mondays and Fridays episodes to do a little bit of football and a little bit of messing around on both. So have no fear. If you don't want to hear about football, we'll have something for you anyway. But if you love hearing about recaps and everything going on in football, college, and NFL, you are at the right spot. We had a great week 1. You know, I think we had a great week 0. Mason hated it, but that's fine. We had a great week 1 of college
week 0
football.
might be better than week 1. Games-wise.
Games were closer.
There's an argument.
There is an argument there. And then we've got NFL starting this week. So we've got an action-packed episode for you. We are going to be diving into some different categories, some superlatives of the week for college football. We've got a press release coming at you. And then we're going to wrap up today's episode with a little competition for the boys. We're going to be doing an auction. We're each going to end up with 4 NFL teams. And we're going to get points for wins. Whoever has the most points at the end of the season is the winner. We'll think of something for the winner, but at last place, there will be a punishment.
Yep.
If you know anything about the Next Guy Up podcast, you know that we follow through on punishments. If you have a punishment, it will be done. Right, Mason?
I feel personally attacked right now.
Good.
I don't know why they're saying this about me right now. Absolutely don't owe any punishments. I'm just kidding. I volunteered for some reason back in March. I was trying to get clicks and views and fan interaction by eating a burger milkshake, and I got 76 views on TikTok. It was the biggest regret of this whole thing. Still owe 2. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. Especially if I have to do this one. Then I got
a real
3.
shame if you had to do all
3.
of them.
Yeah. But maybe if somebody else has to do a punishment, I'll just do it. I'll do a punishment as they're doing one as well. We'll figure it out.
Maybe punishment should be you have to do a 2-hour solo pod.
Ooh.
By myself, I could figure that out.
You want.
Listen,
2 hours?
I don't. ESPN, they will get guys on there to talk by themselves, run a whole thing for like an hour, 2 hours. I think Stephen A. Smith has one by himself. And I'm like, crazy. How do you do that? You're like just talking to yourself the whole time.
It's just
I need
monologuing.
Interaction. It really is. It's just monologuing.
I feel like you have to have a certain amount of I don't know, arrogance, or I don't know what the word is for it, but you like to hear yourself talk enough to be able to talk for 2 hours knowing that no one's talking back.
Yeah, I would just be self-conscious the whole time of no one's listening to this. I don't even want to listen to this. I don't even want to do this.
That's why it's a punishment.
That's why it's a punishment. Maybe it would be funny listening to one of us do that. My whole issue is I ask questions and expect feedback all the time, and then you guys obviously give feedback. So I would probably be asking questions, and then there would just be dead silence as me, I'm forgetting that there's not anybody else on the other line. So
if you ask a question and there's no one around to hear it, did the question
even asked?
Get asked? Something to think about.
Well, we're
excited about
right
the new
now.
season. We're excited. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Kind of a new dynamic where we're kind of diving in a little bit more into the football of it all. I think it's gonna be good though. Excited.
Is that a segment name? The football of it all? Sounds like one to me.
Bad.
We're always taking new segments.
I think I comes up with segment names before even knowing what the segment's going to be. That's my thing. I'm like, man, that's a fire segment name.
But Zach is very good at creating the outline of a of a segment.
We literally got 7 a.m. and I'm like, guys, segment name.
We get text messages and he's like, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I have a segment name. And then he just brings something up and he's like, I'm sure we can figure it out.
It's fire.
You got to have that guy. You got to have the ideas guy.
That's me.
That is not me.
That is
definitely Zach.
You know what else you have to have? Some really interesting college football takes, which I think we're about to dive into.
That's right.
I know I've got some takes about some teams, some orange and blue teams. I think we're going to be talking about pretty soon.
Boise State. That's true. We actually are talking.
They actually are.
Okay, well, so we're going to jump into some categories. We're going to use these to kind of frame our conversation. They might change every week. Some like superlatives of the weekend to prevent us from just diving deep into every single matchup, even if they weren't very entertaining games. And so we're going to go through this set of superlatives. And number one is most entertaining game of the weekend. And just to avoid any of this, we're recording this during USC LSU. So if that game ends up being the game of the week, we apologize in advance.
Becomes an instant classic, quadruple overtime. Yeah.
We jump back on, do instant reaction.
Yeah. It's 7-7 almost halftime right now in that game. So
weird.
Who knows?
Over under is like 64 or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
They both learned how to tackle, apparently.
It's wild. Maybe they just don't have Heisman Trophy candidates anymore on their team.
Could be true.
Okay, Tins, most entertaining game of the week.
All right. This one is a little bit out of left field, but this is a game I kept flipping back to. The 11 o'clock games were okay, but the later afternoon slated games were bad just because the Miami and Florida game got out of hand so fast that I found myself kind of – I had the quad box up, and I kept going back to this game, and it was the Boise State-Georgia Southern game, 56-45. Boise State's a team that everybody kind of has their eyes on as like the dark horse, outside of the Power Five, make it to the playoffs team. They're pretty loaded. Their running back Ashton Gentry ran for 267 yards and 6 touchdowns, which is just a wild stat. So
it's a lot of touchdowns.
It was a lot of touchdowns. So that was my most entertaining game of the week.
I like it. I like that was a fun game. I was kind of hoping it was going to come down to the last minute because I know Boise State has some high aspirations for their season. Yeah. They kind of pulled away there at the end. My most entertaining game was a shocker. Would never have picked this to be the most entertaining game. It was Vanderbilt, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech had some pretty high aspirations coming into the season as well. People kind of were hyping them up a good bit. Vanderbilt had absolutely bottom of the barrel expectations. It kind of shocked the world a little bit. They came out and played a really good game, went up pretty early. Virginia Tech came back. Vanderbilt missed a game-winning field goal right at the buzzer from like 42. It wasn't even that far. It was.
Yeah, and their kicker had made like a 50-something yard field goal earlier in the game too.
And in that moment, you're like, oh, Vandy is doing the thing.
Yep.
They got so close, and then they won in overtime. Pulled out a big win over Virginia Tech. Shout out to Vanderbilt, making the SEC proud, unlike some other teams this weekend. That's my most entertaining game.
I did watch College Game Day yesterday morning, and I thought Kirk Herbstreit faded everybody on purpose just to be that guy because Virginia Tech was across the board, and then he picked Vanderbilt. But maybe he actually knew something. I don't really know. But speaking of College Game Day, I don't know if y'all are a fan of Nick Saban or not, but it's been tough for me to watch it. I'll tell you that for sure. Just because we've had to watch him like beat us, and then I just don't want to see his face anymore, and then I have to see him sit up there with Pat McAfee.
Their dynamic is pretty entertaining, I think.
A little bit.
I did see that Lee Corso, like straight up, he ran the board yesterday with his predictions. He was the only one that was correct, like on everything. So he might be back.
Might be back.
Nick Saban, it just the thing about Nick Saban is it confuses me because I'm like, you have more money than you could ever spend. Why are you still doing this? Go home.
Yeah.
Or go watch football games. Like go just sit in the stadium and watch in the box entertaining football.
Go buy an island.
Up here next to Pat McAfee if you clearly don't like him very much. It would seem. Like what?
Right.
What are you gaining just to do that?
Buy an island far away and watch the games, and we never see you again. There's my take.
Or go like make it your goal to coach a high school team up to the state championship or something. I feel like he's just got it in him where he's like he can't stop.
Yeah,
I feel like you get that vibe. So I mean,
it's like he still just wants to be like involved in the college football space in a way that like. Because he's a living legend, and maybe he likes that, and so, but he didn't want to coach anymore. So now he just wants to give his opinions. And
I think he didn't want to deal with the transfer portal mess and the NIL stuff. I think that was just more than he wanted to deal with. Which makes sense.
What he needs to do. He needs to buy the NCAA game and take a MAC team to the championship. That's what he needs to do. Just needs to rebuild.
Over and over again.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
I want to see some electric content, though. Can you imagine Nick Saban live streaming College Football 25? That would be pretty fun.
Somebody get a hold of his agent. We got an idea.
EA Sports just needs to hire him to go learn how to play the video. It would be probably the first video game he's ever played. He doesn't have time for video games. Are you joking? That would be awesome. Okay. He would be like, this is not like this at all. This player would never come here because of this. Like, he would be critiquing all the games.
They probably don't want him to actually play the game because he would just roast the game the whole time. This is not accurate at all.
Like, this would never happen.
Sorry, I got us off topic, everybody. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Back to what we're talking about.
Number two. Your biggest surprise of the weekend. Biggest surprise of the week.
Mine was, so kind of go back to that game, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech has been kind of talked about as that sleeper team in the ACC. They returned, I think I saw something where it was like 16 of 22 starters. But it was a 6-win team last year. They weren't very good. So I don't know. They just had a lot of this expectations coming into the season or like quiet expectations. And then you lose to Vanderbilt, which I think maybe after this year, that won't be such a zinger, because I think Vanderbilt's got a little bit of something cooking with this head coach. Their quarterback looked good yesterday. He's an athlete. He's very good in the what they were doing, asking him to run like the speed options and stuff. So Vanderbilt might not be a punching bag for much longer. They might, upgrade to like a sparring dummy. So, maybe punch back a little bit. So that was my most surprising game, or mostly just team. Like, I did not see that coming from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, I'll put this under biggest surprise. I think a lot of us are going to put the kind of the games in maybe a different order. My biggest surprise of the week was Georgia Clemson. I think I hesitated betting on that one, even though I wanted to, because I was very, very nervous that Clemson could come out punching and give Georgia a run for the money. I was really not expecting just an absolute blowout that we saw. Clemson had zero fight in them. Georgia kind of just did whatever they wanted to after that, especially in the second half. It was pretty upset. I don't know. It was disappointing. I was hoping that was going to be a really good game. So, biggest surprise, Georgia was not the surprise. So my surprise more was Clemson is fallen off pretty hard, I think. Which it is what it is, but it's weird how quickly it happened. And there was not even a coaching change or anything. It was just like Dabo didn't embrace the new college football, and Clemson is, they might still be a decent team, but Cade Klubnik is not great, I don't think. They're going to do fine in the ACC, but now that we've seen how it all ends, I think a committee is going to have a hard time placing them very high in a playoff after seeing that performance. So there's my take.
Yeah, I expected a lot more out of Clemson. I really expected Klubnik to look better. I expected their defense to play better too. I took the under. It cashed, but I had to feel nervous because Georgia did score, what it was, like 35. I was expecting a more I don't
know what the final score was. Let me look it up. It was in the 30s for sure.
Yeah. I called like 17-10. It's kind of where I didn't bet a spread.
34-3.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just – I don't know. Clemson's just one of those – until Dabo embraces the transfer portal, I don't know. I feel like they're going to have a really hard time.
Yep. Agree. Okay, number 3. This might be an interesting one because our number 3 category is upset of the week. There were not any premier upsets, but we can talk about maybe. You could put this in with number 5 as well if you wanted to, like worst of the week. Your performance that was the least. You think a team that underperformed the most, maybe.
I'm going to go with Oregon here. I really expected a lot more out of this Oregon team playing Idaho. I don't know anything about Idaho, but I wouldn't consider them a powerhouse. Oregon has come into the year I've hyped him up. I know I'm pretty high on him. I've got a lot of bets going on. So when you look at the final score of 24-14, you say, "Whoa, what happened there?" Both touchdowns they gave up were on trick plays. They just didn't look sharp. There are a lot of fumbles. They got in the red zone a lot and didn't convert into points because of silly turnovers. Like I talked about, Dylan Gabriel had 2 sack fumbles on him, threw an interception. So a lot of stuff they're going to need to clean up because they're not going to get away with any of this once they get to Big Ten play for sure. So hopefully it's a sign of they just didn't take this game very seriously, which isn't a good thing considering the kind of program they are. Like they should come out and treat it like some other teams do and put 50 plus on a team.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. Oregon's not a team that you'd think of as like just kind of phoning in a game. Dan Lanning's program has come to be. You think of like playing really hard, always being prepared, maybe getting outplayed at the end of the day, but they're not. So that was pretty interesting to me as well. I don't know that it will be indicative of the rest of the season, but it was something to think about. Okay, so my worst of the week, or my upset of the week, I'm going to lump in 2 games here. Neither were actually upsets, but they were both underperformances. That would be number 1, Florida, who just really, I think there's an argument between did Miami play a good game or did Florida play a bad game? I think for my money, I'm going Florida just looked horrible. They looked horrible defensively. They looked terrible offensively. Like nothing happening at all.
Mm-hmm.
Graham Mertz looked very bad. The other one I am lumping in is, I think we're going to talk about them more in just a second, so I'm going to leave it at that. South Carolina. I saw a meme that was like, it was about how Shane Beamer was kind of looking and was thankful that everyone was making fun of Florida and no one was paying attention to how South Carolina almost lost to Old Dominion. Because South Carolina just darn near lost to Old Dominion. Wild stuff. I wish it would have happened. It would have been so funny. South Carolina's been one of those teams that people are like, they could win 5, 6, 7 games just depending on how things go. They did not look very good either. Lenore Sellers looked kind of medium, whatever. Old Dominion, not a very good football team. That was way, way, way closer than any of the South Carolina fans wanted. So while some SEC teams overperformed, I think like Georgia or like Vanderbilt, they looked really good. That is not true for Florida, South Carolina. I think there's going to be a pretty big fight for the bottom of the SEC this year. Who's going to be last? Florida might be the team to beat now, but South Carolina could, I don't know, Vandy could end up like 14th. That would be electric.
It's true.
It's a big step up for Vandy. Okay, next. We've got best performance of the week. Your best performance of the week.
Yeah, I wanted to go Miami here, but I think I agree that I think it was a little bit more that Florida is just bad, very bad. And so,
Miami looked good in some places for sure.
Miami did look good. Cam Ward, I'm
legit.
excited about Cam Ward. He is what they showed what I wanted them to show me, as far as someone who has a lot of Miami futures going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy about that. So I guess I will go my best performance, and I think I know where you're going to, but it's going to be the UT Vols. Nico came out and put on display exactly what it looks like to have a true QB1 in Josh Heupel's system. He looked great. I know we played against Chattanooga. I don't care. Nico is going to deliver. He is going to – I think he's going to be in the Heisman talk at the end of the year. Like,
Very
legitimately, I think in the top – like, I think he's going to New York.
Wow.
Just the way he looks in this offense, like it's crisp. It's everything that you wanted to see out of like a team like Oregon. Come out, lesser opponent, and show how like the difference in program. Nico did that, and I feel like he's going to carry over into the SEC play. And we've talked about Tennessee's schedule, so I think he has a real chance to put on a performance and get himself to New York. So that was my best of the week.
I think in a 63 to or a 69-3 win. I think it's hard to look impressive sometimes, but his first half was, I mean, he started off 10 for 10. He ended up with like 314 passing yards, 22 for 28. He had like maybe 2 or 3 ones that he's going to want back that could have went a little better. But overall, looked really good. Wide receivers looked awesome. I'm pretty excited. Big game next week. NC State did not look as good, notably. So we'll talk more about that a little bit maybe on our Friday show. But something to think about there. Okay, my best performance of the week. I believe in being held accountable for your actions, and so I'm taking Notre Dame here. Notre Dame, mainly because I talk trash about them. I continue to talk trash about Notre Dame. They stepped up to the occasion. They went into a very, very hostile Texas A&M environment. Did not play particularly well offensively, but their defense was pretty smothering. A&M just never got very much going at all. They, even in a very tough environment, they looked pretty poised. And so I won't say that they was a perfect performance, but when you're on the road in the first game of the season in a very, very hostile environment, picking up a big road win, that's big. So Notre Dame, my Notre Dame to miss the playoffs bet is not looking great at this point because I think this probably was one of the toughest games on their schedule. So there is that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I needed them to drop that one for that.
That was tough. That was tough.
We'll see.
They'll and also ruined my next guy parlay, so shout out. Cowards.
Sorry. One leg away.
Okay. Last up here, we have the coaching hot seat of the week. Whose seat is hottest? I put this in particularly for one person who is high on the list, and that person's name is one Billy Napier. I think the question at this point is not if, but when Billy Napier's time with the Florida Gators will come to a conclusion. I saw a very funny tweet going around that was Florida hired their last coach who won 30 games in the first 3 seasons. And Dan Mullen retweeted it, which I thought was very funny as well.
Oh yeah, Dan Mullen has had a time on Twitter. He does not care.
Much worse than they were then. So Billy Napier spent the whole offseason hyping up his team and saying, this is the best roster we've ever put together. And they just looked absolutely horrible against Miami. And I do think Miami has a good team. But to be in the swamp, again, in a hostile environment, the Degum's system really let us down this week. The swamp
system got dead. Swept.
Yeah, it was not good. The swamp was dead. Miami just sucked all the life out of it fast. Graham Mertz looks bad. I don't know. Florida may. I had now the one thing I did predict right. I think is I predicted 3 wins for Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Look at their schedule and find 3 wins for me on there after seeing that team's performance. They may not win 3 games, especially if they lose Billy Napier in week 4 or 5 and they get an interim in there. I mean, they legitimately. He lost the locker room. Did you see the Florida player who was
Yep.
Cussing out
this team. Yeah.
I was like, he's already lost the locker room week 1. It's not good.
Did you see the Miami player go over to the recruit section and was dapping up all the recruits that are coming in? Everybody was hollering, "Don't go here! Don't go here!"
There's always a risk to inviting recruits to a big game.
Mm-hmm. It's that right there.
You want to invite them to a big atmosphere. I mean, that's kind of that's big. I think I've heard some anecdotal stories of some recruits attending the Tennessee-Alabama game in 2022. I mean, that basically being why would you not want to be part of that? The downside is your team just getting boat raced out of the building, looking like a bunch of idiots. No one's going to want to come after that. And that's what happened to Florida. This game may have set them back a couple seasons, especially because it almost definitely cost Billy Napier his job. So we'll see how long he lasts. I think he's got at least 1 or 2 games that are winnable up, but I would be shocked if he lasts past week 5.
I think the only thing saving him is he has a very good relationship with the true freshman. Was in Lagway?
I don't know.
The quarterback who came in, towards the end. He's a very big recruit, 5-star guy. Apparently, people say that if Billy gets fired, he will instantly transfer. At some point, I don't know if that is enough to save his job or not. I know NIL paid a lot for him to be there. He was a very big recruit, so that's the only thing. And Billy's buyout is like $24 million, and they're still paying Dan Mullen. So
it's like what Tennessee was in a couple years ago, man. It was tough. It was Butch Jones and what's his face, Jeremy Pruitt at the same time. Also, their next couple games they play Samford. Should be a win if anyone's in the stadium. Then they play Texas A&M. Then they play Mississippi State at Mississippi State, and then they host UCF. If they lose that UCF game, the next game is Tennessee. I think he'll be gone.
Yeah,
I think they at least win 2-3 of the next 4 games for him to be around come Tennessee week.
I would love for us to just destroy Florida, and then that be the Billy gets fired next day.
See, I'm already thinking a little bit past that. My nervousness is if he's gone and there's like an interim coach that brings the players around him and
fire up the boys.
That scares me a little bit, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Billy Napier has not proven to be a very good motivator, but
that's why we need him he needs to be there to at least we deal with him, and then he can do whatever.
And then as soon as the Tennessee week starts, kind of their brutal section, which is like, do you really want an interim coach to face at Tennessee, Kentucky, at Georgia, at Texas, or LSU home, Ole Miss at home, at Florida State?
What they should do is just let Billy, don't fire him in season. Just let him just eat it. Just make him look really bad. If I'm the boosters, I just let it go. Yeah, just let it go. Just who cares?
I don't know if that's a great
hot take.
I don't know if the Florida athletic department would agree with you on that one, but that would be very.
Well, they're probably getting fired too, so
could be. Okay. I'm gonna just one little. We're almost done here with college football, and we're moving on. Bonus hot seat.
Oh,
Shane Beamer.
Oh, he's putting them on early.
He's on notice. I think there's a reality where if they win like 4 games this season or 5 games, that South Carolina's like, this guy.
We can't do this.
He had those 2 good games that. The talk on Twitter has been funny the last couple of days because a lot after seeing South Carolina's performance, there's more people like, that 2022 stretch where they won a couple of big games in a row is starting to look a little more suspicious. And there's after the Connor Stallions documentary, that kind of stuff is coming back around. I think let's try to expose
something to think about. Something to think about a little bit.
I'm just saying. I saw South Carolina fans being like, maybe there's something to that after seeing how bad they looked against Old Dominion. So. Just something there. That's for free. That's definitely something to think about segment right there. Okay. Press releases, everybody.
Yeah, let's get
I think we should have a few. We're gonna put some food for thoughts in as well. So
yes.
We'll be pretty quick here. Mason, do you got a press release?
Yes, I do. So we've been keeping up with, we did a review. We did almost like a whole episode on the Deadpool Wolverine.
We did.
And it surpassed $600 million over the weekend. And the domestic ticket sales.
Domestic.
Yes.
I knew it crossed $1 billion already.
So, yeah, I was getting to that part. You jumped the gun.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's one of...
Jumped the gun.
Oh, dang it. I didn't realize what I did. It's one of 16 films in history to reach the benchmark. 15.2 million over the weekend and estimated 19.5 million over 3,000 through the Monday's holiday. Number 1 spot in the past 5 of the 6 weekends, and 603 million in North America, 1.25 billion globally. So there you go.
Wow. There you go. A lot of money.
That's one of mine.
Great.
I have a food for thought as well.
Okay. I did see they announced a new Jurassic World Rebirth movie.
Mm.
And July 2025 is going to be popping at the theaters. I would be shocked if these numbers don't change, or if these dates don't change. But as it sits right now, July 2nd, Jurassic World Rebirth. July 11th, Superman. July 25th, Fantastic Four.
Whoa, that is, yep.
Who made that call? What
Do we
in the
need
world?
another Jurassic World? That's the question.
It made a ton of money. So we talked about how
Yeah.
it cost $1 billion. They're going to keep making them until it doesn't make $1 billion anymore. Now, whether do we
That
need
was a
probably
good
right.
cast. That was a good
Oh
cast.
yeah, they did announce the cast. Mahershala Ali.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And,
no more Chris
Scarlett-
Pratt, right?
No, yeah, Chris Pratt's done, but it's Scarlett Johansson and dadgummit. The other person you just said,
Mahershala Ali. Yeah.
yes, and then my IMDb is not loading fast enough for this.
Well, in the meantime, I think it is interesting. They released Barbie and Oppenheimer on the same day, famously, and that turned out pretty
Mhm.
well for both movies. This seems like some overlapping fan bases here. I don't know. Move something.
You got to space them out a little bit.
I mean, July is a huge time in the movies, and so it's going to be electric. I mean, there's going to be some drive-in movie theaters playing like Superman and the Fantastic Four back to back, which would be awesome. I mean, that's going to be very
Yeah.
cool. But that's a lot of movies. I also had one quick one. GameStop has announced that they are bringing in new retro stores offering retro consoles and games. Pretty cool idea.
This is cool from GameStop to kind of they got to do something because
Yep.
buying video games is become digital. Like you don't even get like midnight releases anymore. It's just all pre-ordered. It downloads straight to your console. So this is cool. I think if they're doing it more like it's more like a vibe to come hang out and buy older video games and maybe have like some arcade stuff set up, that could be cool. But I mean, more power to them.
More power to them. Yeah, agree.
Because I can't remember the last time I like bought a hard copy of a video game. My Xbox doesn't
A
even.
lot of
I can't
consoles
even-
don't even allow it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even put in a disc into my Xbox.
Okay. We got some food for thoughts. I've got one quick one, and then I'll let Mason cook, and then I've got maybe one other one. This one went around a little bit, but Wendy's is partnering with SpongeBob. So with a Krabby Patty collab meal. So I think we mentioned last week actually with the Krabby Patty coming out, they're recreating what it looks like. It's going to come with that, French fries, and a pineapple under the sea Frosty. So new Frosty flavor. I think the chocolate purists will continue to be upset about this one, but some of the flavors have been pretty good, and so I'm excited about that. Krabby Patty will be fun to get to eat. I think it's a great idea. It's kind of shocking that it's taken so long for that to come out.
I'm
idea,
definitely
Wendy's.
getting this. Yeah, I'm going to order one of these. Maybe 10. Who knows?
They need like a kelp
10.
something.
Kelp drink.
Kelp flavored French
Something
fries.
to think about.
Okay, Mason, what do you got?
Okay, I got two here. Tinsley, how much did you love the Taco Bell breakfast? You've talked about it on this podcast before.
Very good. It's very, very good.
What if I
like it a
told
lot.
you that some locations are starting to remove their breakfast menu?
Oh no.
This has happened before.
It looks like starting October, the location's not been announced, but it is known that 500 company-owned restaurants will continue to offer, but several of them are going to start removing the breakfast menu.
It makes sense. Breakfast is such a crowded market to get into, fast food breakfast especially. I don't think Taco Bell's. I think Taco Bell has like a stigma around it that it is, dinner, late night food. Yeah, people just kind of are always going to have that in their head, and it pops in my head to go to Taco Bell for breakfast just because I am a fan of Taco Bell. But other people are going to stick to their McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Wendy's. Even Wendy's, I feel like, doesn't have a big like support for breakfast, and their breakfast menu is awesome. So it makes sense. And so it sucks though, because I do like Taco Bell's breakfast, but it's gone away before. I was surprised they brought it back, because I remember it was like during COVID they took it away and then they brought it back. I was like, oh, surprised I actually did that, because I felt like it wasn't super popular.
We're in Cookeville. We have a McDonald's and Taco Bell next to each other, and I pass through the All Good area all the time. And in the morning, more than likely, you will see that McDonald's drive-through filled to the brim, and you'll look next door, and there is either no cars or 1 or 2 cars. So
Yeah,
I like the Cinnabon things. I like some of their items on there, but when you think breakfast, sometimes I kind of forget Taco Bell does that. To be honest, when I saw that, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. They do breakfast. So, Zach, you want to jump to yours, and then I got one more?
Yeah, speaking of breakfast,
Uh-oh.
Dunkin' is launching a $6 meal deal that includes a coffee, sandwich, and hash browns.
yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
Sounds good.
I know.
Their sandwiches are solid too.
They are
I
not bad.
like Dunkin's food. It's just
Their
a little
bagel
pricey.
sandwiches are good as well.
Yeah,
For $6, I mean, that's pretty good.
I think we're really starting to see all these fast food places realize, like, okay, we've got to chill out or start doing these meal deals or making things more affordable, or we're not going to all be able to make it.
Can't compete.
People are going to make their own breakfast or just not eat breakfast. Or, yeah.
I think for me, like $5 to $6 is the most I want to spend on fast food typically.
Yeah.
If I spend upwards like $10, I'm wanting something pretty good.
Right.
It's true.
I start thinking like I could go to Chili's and get a 3 for $10.99 for this.
Yeah.
It's true.
Rip to the 3 for 10.
Segment idea. We do top apps and your best or rankings or something of like, because Dunkin' has a low key, really good app. Just a heads up for everybody. They do a lot of free stuff on there. If you order a certain amount of drinks, and you can work up some points and stuff. So similar to Taco Bell and some of the others where they got coupons.
Love it.
So there you go. Yep. Okay. My last one here. Sonic's new queso and loaded queso fries. Starting today, Labor Day, starting September 2nd. Wow. Sonic is offering white queso as a dip for French fries, along with 2 loaded queso fry options. Can you guess the options? These are
chili.
Yeah, I'd say chili and then bacon.
Okay, one is bacon ranch loaded queso fries, which I don't know how I feel about ranch and queso.
And queso.
What do you mean?
Like the ranch. Okay, so it's groovy fries topped with queso, crispy bacon, melted shredded cheddar cheese, and drizzle creamy ranch on top. I was just saying, I don't know how I feel about cold ranch on top of my hot queso. It seems like I'll try it, but I'm not sure.
Pretty bold assumption to think it's going to be hot when it comes out, Mason. It's not super big on Sonic food. I don't know.
I don't like any of their food, honestly.
Really?
It just doesn't. None of it really does it for me. I like their cheese sticks, kind of. Their mozzarella sticks are okay, but other than that, like nothing tastes good.
I feel like I need to go back and find clips of you talking about. I feel like you liked wings or something off the Sonic menu before.
No, their breakfast is like okay.
Okay, well,
I don't like their ice cream either. Just nothing there tastes very good.
Hater of Sonic.
I like slushes.
We should do a hater of a fast food. Like, our signature, like Chip, the next guy up. How about the next guy not?
Least favorite fast food place.
Yeah,
least favorite. Sonic might be on there. I don't know. I like it. It's in the middle for me. I don't hate it. Next one, Southwest loaded queso fries. The groovy fries topped with queso, sliced jalapenos, tomatoes, Southwest sauce, diced onions, and melted cheddar cheese.
I tried their Southwest sauce on that new wrap they have, and it's bad. It's gross. It's really bad.
It's just trashing on Sonic.
He hates it. $3.99.
Their app is awesome, though. I love the Sonic app. I'll get a drink from there anytime.
The drinks.
The drinks.
All day. It's electric.
Yeah.
You said you didn't like anything. The drinks. Give me a blue coconut slush.
Dude.
Yeah. There you go. Back to the who has the best apps. We need to do one where it's just we talk about the deals and best apps. Okay,
That's good
$3.99
content.
for those fries. That concludes my food segment.
Okay, I have one more big one.
Oh, okay.
Capri Sun. Have you seen this?
Mm-mm.
It's making a move from pouches to bottles.
Oh, that's a bad move.
It's
a really bad move.
The pouch is what makes it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the official drop was something like no more accidentally sticking the straw through the back of the pack and spraying it all over yourself or whatever. I was like, that's what people like. If you want just like fruit juice, you could drink literally a jillion other fruit juices in the world. Like those exist.
I need to ask Capri Sun if they've ever heard the phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Listen,
I think not gonna hit as hard bringing it to like the soccer games and stuff for the kids and it being bottles. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I think they're worried about adults not wanting it because it's a pouch. They think it's just for like kids.
But it's nostalgia.
I think I don't care. I'll get Capri Suns just for myself. I think they're one of refreshing drinks
out of a bottle.
Yeah.
Would you go to the gas station and buy a Capri Sun just like out of the refrigerator?
No.
Choose to do that?
No.
Also, me as a kid, it would take me like 15 minutes to finish a Capri Sun. Me as an adult, it's like 2 gulps, and I'm like, that's all I got. Sure. Maybe make bigger pouches.
Yeah, what's fun is like as someone, I have Capri Suns in my house all the time. I at least once a week just smash one just for fun.
A gallon pouch,
not anymore. You better start hoarding them. They'll be gone.
You remember when the Twinkies
sell them on eBay?
That's right. The Twinkies was a big thing where they stopped and everybody was buying like boxes for $200. You need to start doing that.
They brought them back.
Me and Mason tried that. We went to Walmart and bought Twinkies, and then we're like, we're gonna sell them on eBay. And then like a month later, they're like, we're no longer going to discontinue Twinkies.
Yeah,
I
forgot about
Twinkies
that.
to eat.
What that's what this is. What if it's literally a publicity stunt to get people to go buy?
Could be
Capri Sun.
Well, they're in the news. We're talking about them, so it worked.
What if they release spiked Capri Suns for the adults, so then the kids get the pouches still? That's a bad idea. All of it's a bad idea. Capri Sun, what are you doing? Okay. Anything else, Tins, Mason?
No, nothing.
Nope.
Nothing I can think of.
All right, team.
It's time.
This just in press release.
Oh,
if you are this is off the Southeastern Conference Twitter page. If you are a DirecTV customer, you no longer have access to SEC games and coverage on the ESPN or SEC network.
Should have cut that cord.
As negotiations continue in an effort to restore ESPN programming.
I see these. They last one day. We'll be fine.
We'll see. Yeah. Some big games this weekend.
Well, I don't have DirecTV, but I'm just saying this happens all the time where it's this huge blow up and then they fix it before the games even start. You remember that happened like Sunday morning. It was like, well, you're not going to get any of the games. And they fixed it within an hour. They like negotiated within an hour. Everybody was losing their minds. So,
okay. Speaking of Sunday mornings.
Go ahead, Zach.
Next upcoming Sunday morning. We will have NFL on the TV.
So ready.
Finally, baby. Finally.
We're back.
We're back, baby. Can I give my 2 early props because they're probably going to change?
Oh,
I know we got time. I really love an anytime touchdown by Derrick Henry on Thursday night. So this one needs to be listened to today.
Mason loved that pick so much that the internet told him to shut up because
it's not the first time that's happened.
Derrick Henry anytime touchdown. I love it so much. Did you hear that part?
Your internet like cut out. Like you said Derrick Henry anytime touchdown and your screen went blank.
Oh, well, I'm saying it again. Listen, -110 anytime touchdown. I think that I saw them so many times get within the 5-yard line and they just have to run Lamar Jackson. Well, why would you do that now and risk hurting your quarterback when you have Derrick Henry, which I've seen my whole time of him being a Titan, just pounded into the end zone. So give me Derrick Henry anytime touchdown Thursday. Also, like I'm trying to pick up the pace here because we got an auction, but Bijan Robinson I don't know the odds, but it's anytime touchdown Bijan Robinson as well. I really like him to get the. These aren't hot takes, but I would think I'm going to parlay them together. Don't know the odds yet. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. Yes,
Yeah,
tens.
I have a hot take. The Ravens are not going to be as good as you think they are.
I never said that they were going to be good. I just said they're going to get him in the end zone. They can still lose the game.
Derrick Henry's also he's great, but he's like he gets stopped short a lot because he's so tall. His legs get chopped out from under him a lot. So he's really not as good of a goal line back as you think he is.
Zach just made
this
face.
guy. What a hater! Listen to him.
Get him out of here.
That's
all his highlights are the super long runs because he's such a long strider. This is not just a me thing.
I really wish Tinsley's internet cut off just then, like mine did earlier, but it didn't. So we all had to hear that horrible take. Horrible take alert. We had a segment idea that we were gonna do. Horrible take nominee. I nominate Tinsley as a horrible take, especially after Thursday when he gets 2 touchdowns. I don't know about that. I just overreacted. Probably I just said 1. So sorry, everybody. 4 touchdowns.
I gotta take. You guys love Derrick Henry so much, even though he left you on purpose.
We all wanted him to leave, Tins. That's what you don't get.
We wanted the best for him. The Titans were not going to do him any favors.
I see.
Big Jack fans could never imagine that level.
You guys are out here saying, "I hope he went to Super Bowl with the Ravens."
I do.
I never said that. I just said a touchdown. We need to do the auction. Get out of here. You're getting me all fired up. I said just a touchdown. You're like, I have a hot take. The Ravens are going to be good. I don't know why you love the Ravens so much. I never said I love them as a team. I just said they're going to get him in the end zone on week 1.
I'm going to bet that he doesn't get a touchdown.
That's fine. Go for it. Let's do some type of punishment that neither of us are going to do. I bet you won't.
I don't have multiple punishments I haven't fessed up to yet.
Current,
see, that should be motivating you.
Mason's counter 2.
Listen, yeah, that's right. Let's do that right now.
I'm gonna bet it right now. You'll go see it in the DraftKings Sports.
That's also right put it. Okay, go ahead and put it in the Discord as well. But also, hot or bad take nominee. I nominated it. Zach voted on it. It's been nominated.
That's fine.
Okay, let's do an auction, shall we?
Okay. Auction rules. We are going to be selecting teams that will be following throughout the course of this NFL season. The only metric we are tracking is total wins. We are including playoff wins. So obviously, if your team goes further in the playoffs, you have a higher potential for a number of wins in a season. At the conclusion of the season, whoever has amassed the most wins is the winner. Whoever has the least will have a punishment. This is an auction format. We each have $100 to spend on 4 teams. Let's say there's no bottom limit. Do you want to say that, or do we want to put a limit on it?
No bottom limit.
The only reason we put a bottom limit was because Mason was picking stupid picks he didn't actually want.
I'm not going to be doing that now.
People into betting on it, but now you can't do that in this auction area. You're going to get
if you throw out a bad team like
you're going to the Panthers.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say okay, they're yours.
Take them. Yeah, so I think it's sure. I think we can do no limit.
We said 4 each. Yeah, I think we're fine. Each. Okay.
So just to break down maybe what's going to be happening here. A lot of strategies. I think there's some high-end teams you could really go after if you wanted. I think this not being a draft makes some strategy a little bit more interesting. So you could also wait out and try and get 4 middle-of-the-pack teams potentially. It's going to be pretty interesting here. Okay. And with that, I think let's not do the wheel because it's an auction anyways. Mm-hmm. So let's just go left to right on my screen. So Tins.
Okay.
Who do you want to nominate first?
Let's get the Eagles out there. Philadelphia Eagles.
What's your bid?
We'll do $5.
I know Tins is low on the Ravens already. He's already stated that on this very podcast.
I'm very low on the Ravens.
$10 on the Eagles. The Eagles have a 10.5 win total at minus 130.
10.5.
So implied they're going to win 11.
I just happen to be very invested in the Eagles on my fantasy team.
I'm
already rooting for them week to week. I have both Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. So I will bid $15.
$20.
$22.
25.
I'd be out at 25.
28.
30.
Ooh.
32.
33.
35.
It's getting rich. 36.
40.
42.
Okay. Nope. I'm out.
Okay. Take it.
$42 on the Eagles.
On the Eagles.
I'm going to try to throw out some stats while we're here. The Eagles are 6th place to win the Super Bowl at plus 1,400. All right. Who's next?
Is it Mason or Zach?
Mason's next.
Okay. I'm going to go with the... Oh, gosh, guys. I'm going to go with the Lions at $15. Lions at 15. Going once.
17. You guys like the Lions?
18.
Feel good? Mason?
They were
The
one
Lions
game
guy?
away from getting to the Super Bowl.
I think Mason's a pretty big Lions guy, Zach, if you're trying to fish.
I am.
He is trying to figure out what's happening. Yeah. Why would I throw up a team? I'm not that guy anymore. I'm not throwing up a team that I don't
He's
want.
the guy. He is
Thank
the
you.
guy.
He's always been that guy. That guy's still right there. I'm looking at him. What's the bet? What's the bet at?
$20.
20.
22.
25.
28.
This team is fourth to win Super Bowl.
30.
Zach, you're going to be at $70.
Yep.
We got so many other options. You can have it.
I don't know. I didn't actually want that.
Why'd you do that?
I just needed one more. He wanted one more.
This is not great. That was my last one.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I
that's
liked them,
not-
but I
it's
have
not
other
ideal.
options on here. Huh. Do what?
That's not ideal.
Why'd you bid on them? You
I don't
just
really
wanted
like how
me to
this is
spend
going
money.
so far for me.
Zach's really high on 2 NFC teams.
What could
all
possibly
in.
go wrong? You know, you got 3. No, he's got 2 teams left. Okay, 2 teams left, and he's got $30 left.
Don't love that for sure.
Have fun with the Raiders, Zach.
Back to Zach. Actually, he's the one that's throwing the team up.
$1.
49ers.
Correct.
Yeah, we're not gonna let you get that for $1. $20.
Too rich for my blood.
Oh, I know.
I'm gonna have to get tens in the game over here.
So here's the thing: is I
don't think he's a fan of the 49ers either. I don't think he wants
I'm
to root for them.
not, but I know they can't go for $20.
Thank you. To do something. That's all I was trying to do to Mason earlier. You left me.
But that's the thing, though. You got to bid on because you want them, not to just raise the price up.
You do have to raise the price up as well. You can't,
Okay, well, try to do that on eBay, Zach. Try to buy a card, like a sports card on accident
eBay,
for
you're not
$100 just to
competing
raise.
with people just for fun, like we are here.
You
Listen,
might be.
Like
Who
you get away
knows?
with lowballing a team that's good.
If
Eagles,
if
I have
I,
a thing on for sure.
if I spend money on the 49ers here, it's not a team I believe in whatsoever. I think they're going to have a down year. But I know I can't let Mason get it for $20.
$21.
How much
Every
money you
dollar
got left?
counts. Every dollar counts. $21.
$48.
Wait,
Zach
is your
just said
bid 28?
No, I have 21.
Zach could go 21, and then you have 21 left.
No, I have 28 left.
Yeah, so then he could just roll with 3 high roller teams, and then just
Correct.
Okay,
get the
25.
Raiders later.
26.
I'm out.
20
I can't. I hate this 49ers team.
27.
Okay, you got it.
Okay, $27.49.
You see what I
Win
just
total
did,
is
James?
11 and
I
a
took
half, by
Mason
the
from
way.
20 to 27.
Do what?
I took Mason from 20 to 27.
There
Okay.
you go.
That's called
Made him
effective negotiating.
27.
Guys, I suck at this. It's
Did
not
you
good.
hear me? 11 and a half is a win total.
Under.
We'll take it.
All right, Tins, back to you.
All right, let's do something a little funky here. Let's go Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I will start the bidding at $5.
Mine was 28. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with my prices. $12.
14.
20.
21.
25.
27.
I got other teams that I'm looking at.
Okay, can you guys
I
talk
think
about the Falcons for a second? Because
they were 8.5.
they're
Yes,
way
go
lower
ahead.
on my list.
Yeah, they were lower. That's why I'm like, I was able to get the 49ers, which was in the Super Bowl last year for the same
Well, I
price.
got the Eagles for $42. So
And they were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
overpaid for it for sure.
What are you wanting to talk about, Zach?
Why we're bidding on the Falcons? I'm just curious.
Kirk Cousins comes into a team that feels like they are a solid team with a lot of really good skill position players, and they have finally upgraded at quarterback.
And
Kind of
coaching
all
staff.
And coaching staff. I think Raheem Morris is a good coach.
And they're in
Zach
top
Taylor.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. No, you're good. Zach Robinson coming in he's coming with Raheem Morris from the Rams as the offensive coordinator. Another McVay guy. Think he'll be a head coach the next couple of years. So the Falcons have like the recipe to win a lot of games, and they're in a really bad division. So if Kirk Cousins is healthy, in theory, they should win 10 to 12 games.
Top 3 on easiest schedule for this season, by the way. So that was also a reason. You can have them.
Smart.
Great. What did I just pay for him? 27?
Yeah.
Great. My first team, the Falcons.
Weird.
I'm trying not to do the obvious thing and throw the Chiefs out.
Zach's got money for that.
The Bills, those teams. I'm just trying to keep it weird. And that's how I threw the Eagles out, and you spent $40 on it.
Yeah, this is not good for me.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I spent $28.
On the 49ers?
Yeah. Okay, so I got room. Let's go. Oh, man. What do I want to do? I want to go Ravens $10. Ravens $10.
See, I know what you're doing.
10s was not high on them. Ravens $1, actually. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I already said 10. Ravens $10. We got to figure it out.
$11.
Zach, how much money do you have?
$28. I'll make you pay for it. Don't you worry.
12.
13.
15.
16.
17.
18.
You can't do 18.
Yeah, I can. Why?
Because you need 2 teams, right? Or does he need 1 left?
I need 2 teams. We had no limit, though.
He's got 18. Oh, he's got 21.
I get it to
okay,
$21.
20. That's fine. 20.
21.
22.
23.
Come on, get him, Zach.
What if I just tap out? I got other options on the board.
That's great.
Then Zach will live with the Ravens, and then he'll get like someone mediocre for $7.
Facts.
whatever he has left.
I'm gonna stick with my gut. I'm out. I can't let Tinsley get the Chiefs for $5. Okay, he's literally got one team.
How much is it? 23.
Yeah. I know what he's doing. Look at that smile. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Look, guys, here's the deal. By my math, we're only picking 12 teams.
Yeah.
And they're all going to be in the top 12 anyway. So it's not like anyone's going to get the number like 25 team. And like, there's only 12 teams to pick from.
Well, we already did the Falcons and they're outside the top 12. So
exactly. So we're already opening up spots. I'm going to get one as the last spot on the board anyway.
But I got to make sure I have enough money to outbid Tinsley on the Chiefs if I want them that bad. That's what I'm saying. I got to save room.
What if the Chiefs never get picked?
Okay, whose turn is it?
Mine.
Go ahead.
Chiefs.
This guy.
$1. I only have 5 left, so
$4.
I'm out.
$6.
Okay, I'm jumping up here. $30.
$32.
35.
37.
40.
Yeah, they're yours.
40. Okay. So that was less than the Eagles.
Doesn't matter.
I was just throwing it out there.
Okay, you're at $67.
He's gonna roll in with the Jags and.
I'm trying to tell you guys, we've got Eagles, Lions, Ravens so far. I do not feel bad about that lineup.
No,
it's not a bad lineup at all.
No, it's not. Okay, 40 plus 28.
Okay. Back to tens.
Cincinnati Bengals. $10.
Yep, there it was. $15.
17.
18.
22.
26.
28. Fred Taylor should be a Hall of Famer. So I'm going to use my platform for that. By
30.
If I hear the number 28, I'm going to talk about how Fred Taylor should be in the Hall of Fame.
30.
32. Maurice Jones-Drew, not far behind him.
Okay, I'm out. I don't have any more money to spend.
32.
Yep.
On the Bengals.
4th place schedule.
Okay.
Number 1 seed in the AFC, loading the Bengals.
All right, Zach.
It's Mason.
It's definitely you, Mason.
Oh, it's me.
Okay, let's just do a quick recap.
Yes.
I have $5 left. Mason, you have $33 left. Tins has
I have
$41 left.
Okay.
A little interesting here. I also have 2 teams. The Falcons and the Bengals. What a combo.
Okay. What a combo. All right, my turn. Let's go. Let's go the Jacksonville Jaguars.
What's your bet, Tin or Mason?
For $30.
Trying to play some 3D chess here.
I'll give you this, Mason. That's a very crafty move by you.
No, it's not.
I'll take them. I don't care. I'll take them right here. Huh?
See, that's the thing. I could drop them on your head.
I will take them completely. I don't care.
Fulfilling the prophecy that you are becoming a Jaguar fan. Ooh, I'm sure our friends that we're in a group text with will love for me to drop them on your head right now. So then you have to root for them to win all year.
Zach does not have the Titans on his
something
team.
To think there.
Yeah, that's but you actively just dropped the Jags for $30 to try and put me in a spot to where I couldn't have them. So this is on you, buddy. I could drop them on you, but unlike you and in Dynasty mode, I went with my team. How much money do you have left?
You don't need to know that.
33.
33?
Yeah.
Cool. $32, Bob.
Got him.
So I don't know why he got so hostile there. I was just putting a bid in.
I can't believe that
Regardless
worked,
of the team, the favorite team, he's not wearing a Jacksonville shirt or nothing. It's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, Tens, you have $9 left, by the way. So
that's good.
this last
That's
round
good.
is probably just going to be us. And it doesn't have to be. Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
Mason over here trying to.
My
He thought he was playing. He's backing me into a corner. I'll fight for my team. That's the thing.
my turn.
You wanted to root for the Jags right there. I should have let you done it, but I'll never let you get it. And when we win the Super Bowl on you this year, I got them for $32.
Facts. Okay. I am going with the this is tough. Buffalo Bills. $1.
Yeah, it's one of the teams I wanted.
$5.
$9.
10.
Well, I'm out.
I am also out of money.
So Mason going for $10.
Oh shoot! I forgot he had 9. Yep.
That's fine.
Okay.
Listen, money doesn't mean anything anymore because we only have one team left each. So
Yeah.
right.
Bills $10. Okay.
okay. So Mason has $23 left. I have 5. Tens has 9. It's back to tens. We have one round left. Each have 3 teams. So
All right.
yeah, that's good. It's gonna be interesting.
Dang it! I didn't want it to be me right here because I have to be careful with what I throw out because
It
y'all
kind of
could
means
just
a lot.
say,
Yeah, because Mason has more money than we do.
Right. And he has a 6-pack. So what else? Facts.
He's better than us.
That's not true.
Has a pool. Has a 6-pack.
Facts. Pull.
None of these are the poll's true, but nothing else is
Six
true.
pack.
Okay, go ahead.
Ripped.
Carolina Panthers. $1, Bob.
Okay, I think it's yours. Congratulations on your team.
Okay, good. Thank you. I like the Panthers.
Interesting.
So we're doing win totals, right?
Yep.
Facts.
Okay, they're tied for the
I know what they're tied for.
Okay.
Okay, Mason. Who you got?
Don't you worry, Bob.
You also had more money. You didn't want to. Okay. Regardless,
Mason.
I'm gonna go. So it's back to me.
Correct.
Basically, I gotta pick
You're
what
kind
team
of just
I
picking a
want.
shot. Yeah, you're picking it.
I'm gonna go with the Packers for $4.
Okay. That's great
Okay.
for you.
I was just gonna give you a chance to. I didn't want to just put in Packers for not. How much money do you have left?
$9, $5.
Okay. All right. I'll end with the Packers. Big Jordan Love guy.
This is a little bit risky, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to zig while Mason zagged. I'm going to go to the Houston Texans.
How's that zigging when I zagged?
Because you predicted they were not going to make the playoffs. That was your bold pick.
Oh, yeah. Tinsley's also not a fan of the Texans.
That's fine.
Yeah, have fun with that sophomore slump, buddy.
Somebody's
With
gotta win
Stephon
the AFC
Diggs
South.
tearing up. Yeah, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well,
The Texans
something.
are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're 7th.
it's
Super
not
Bowl
a
odds?
Super Bowl competition. It's the wins competition.
I know, but I'm just saying that's what they're at. If
I'm just saying they play the Titans twice, they play the Colts twice, and they play the Jags twice. So
There's
some
something
honorable mentions: the Jets, the Cowboys, the Dolphins, Rams, Bears,
I
Browns,
wish I had
Chargers,
the Rams now.
Steelers.
Okay, let's break down teams, and then we're going to wrap up today's episode. I ended up with Eagles, Lions, Ravens, Texans, Mason, 49ers, Chiefs, Bills, Packers.
Pretty solid.
10s, Falcons, Bengals, Jags, Panthers.
Why'd you go with the Panthers there?
He's all in.
You'll see.
He rides with
You'll
the
see.
guys. You'll see.
You'll see.
Didn't they have
Yuck it up now.
They have the last place schedule. Is that why you're
Last place schedule? I love the head
Bryce
coaching
Young.
hire. Bryce Young got they upgraded the skill position players around him like a lot. Deontay Johnson, Xavier Legette, Jonathan Brooks, upgraded his offensive line significantly. Still have a very good defense in place. So, yeah, I'm not afraid of this Panthers team. I don't think their schedule's super hard.
So if you took them over 9.5 wins, it would be at plus 750. That would be $100 to pay out $850. Is that a bet you took? Yes or no?
9.5 wins?
Yeah.
It's a lot of wins.
No. I'm counting on my other three to be the heavy lifters, but this is – I think you guys
It's
took –
dark horse. It's his Baltimore
You guys took too many
Orioles.
of the high teams, took
Mm.
too many of the high up teams, and some of those teams are going to fall. Some of those teams are not going to have a good year.
Mm.
Your
Good
teams
point.
like the 49ers on a Super Bowl hangover. What happened to the
Mason.
Eagles last year?
It's a good point.
Super Bowl
Hangover.
hangover. The losers of the 49 or the loser of the Super Bowl always has a bad next season. It's just
We're
part
about
of it.
2 years after you lose a Super Bowl. Something to think
Good
about.
point.
They're
The
back.
The Eagles have
Bounce back.
2 head coaching candidates on their roster at coordinators. There could be a coaching change in the middle of the year if the Eagles falter at all. They've got their head coaches on the hot seat significantly.
No, he's not.
They lost
So-
2 Hall of Fame players on both sides of their line at center and defensive tackle. They've got a lot going on.
Tins, we all know that you hate Jason Kelsey. You can't be using him for your arguments when you.
I
trash
just
talk
said
him.
I can hate him and still admit that he's a very important piece to that Eagles offensive line.
Okay, they're going to be good. Just should I bet $40? No, but they're going to be good. Trust me.
Okay.
So this will be fun. Every week we can kind of keep up with who won and who lost in there.
True.
Yeah,
Sure.
It's going to be awesome. All right. Perfect.
I do wish I had the Rams, though. I kind of forgot about them. But that's all right. They're my honorable mention.
Okay, well, I think that's a wrap for the first episode of season 2. Everyone, thank you for being here with us. We will be back for a preview of all things NFL and college at the end of this week. And we're excited to get the season going. So stick with us wherever you can find podcasts. Stick with us on socials. We are on pretty much everywhere. Get to the Discord. We're all over the place. So come join us, and we hope you have a great week. See ya.